how much money has been invested into hiding this. Now the video of everything he says, you can only find it in the black web. You can only find the audio of it, which they tried ruining also, but then you can find it.
The fear of an aveda, the rejection of an aveda, is a very potent medicine. And it has to be administered very carefully. I don't know what the percentage is, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there's hardly a kid who comes to a yeshiva or to a program that hasn't been molested. Sexually molested. And all the children who have been sexually molested have serious emotional imbalances. And the question is why? Why? Just to make it dramatic, I'm talking to this girl who is very, very off the not off the desk. I mean, that's putting it mildly. She decided she hates men, she's going to be a lesbian, why? Because she was molested. And she's been going for therapy, and she's been talking about it. It's been close to 20 years that she's... So I said to her, you're not the only one who was molested. Yeah, oh, I was molested. You're not the only one yet. And let me ask you a question. Do you sometimes forget to say Ala Mishra? She's not keeping Shabbos. I said, do you sometimes forget to say Ala Mishra? She says, that's much worse than being molested. She was very upset. Until she finally calmed down. I said, look, you were 9 years old and you didn't do it. So what Aveda are you guilty of? You forget to say Allah Mishra, that's your Aveda. That's much more serious. So it doesn't bother you that you forgot to say Allah Mishra. But you can't get over the fact that somebody else did an Aveda? In other words, what happened is that we stopped being Jewish in our responses. We've all become psychiatrists. A kid tells you he's been molested, right away you're thinking, oh, emotional damage. What do you know about emotional damage? If a kid comes to you and says, I was molested, you open up the Shulchan Aruch and say, let's see, what's the Aveda? What does it say in Torah if you are inappropriately touched? You know what it says? It says, don't do that. Go home now. If a kid would come and say, this uncle or this counselor is touching me, you really, don't go in. Not nice. Not nice. That's all. There would be no damage. There would be no trauma. There would be no dropout. The problem is, we tell children how bad certain things are, and then we don't tell them how to handle bad. Midal Rebbe had to write a whole Tanya to convince people, if you have a machshava zora, don't freak out, you're not a tzaddik. It's okay. You're going to have a machshava zora. You have a nefesh alikis, you have 10 keiches aliki, what? And you're freaking out over a machshava zora. What is it? You're giving Ra too much credit. I could open an office and be busy full time, just telling people who have been molested. So, nobody's allowed to touch you. What are you, holy? So you're touched. That's it. So I said to this girl who was really, her family comes from Russia. I said, what do you think? You're the only one who was molested? Do you think your mother and grandmother back in Russia made it through their teenage years without being molested by a shaykhah? So what? They stopped life? They wouldn't get married? They wouldn't raise a family? What are you so fragile? What happened to you?
They invested a ton of money to hide everything I'm telling you. A ton of money. Why? That's what liars do. Now how do you come and say, I'm sorry, I said what I said, I'm an idiot, I'll never do it again? Guess what? I'll be the first guy to say, you know what? You admitted you're wrong. But you're hiding it, you Rasha Merusha. You're hiding that your son is a molester. 3 kids, you menuval. All these kids are traumatized for the rest of their life. You piece of garbage, you're hiding it?